welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Our wedding week continues, and Erin and Devin have joined us once again from Tulips and Maple Catering. So I'm going to get you to working on the main dish, because we went from the cocktails that you were covering in the first segment, and kind of those foods that you love to be able to pick up and eat.
Yes.
But then there's a time when a lot of the time you come down, you're sitting, and there's another opportunity for presentation and for great food.
Yes, the beauty and the luxury of a plated meal really allows, obviously, the presentation to come through in the dishes, and then some variety as well. So people are thinking of new fun ways to incorporate additional courses in a plated meal. Something like an amuse-bouche, which could be placed in front of your guests the moment they sit down. This is a spinach and ricotta gnocchi. The dish right next to you is a beautiful bison tartare that was made fresh this morning.
That looks amazing. And I mean, I'm looking at the presentation, though. I mean, it's one thing to look at, this beautiful circle, but I mean, to have the waffle or to have that decoration going around, that's
doable.
The finishing touches. I mean, that's not easy.
Classic potato gaufrette.
Well, I'm sorry, what is it?
A potato gaufrette.
Sarah, I called it a waffle. It looks like a waffle.
Well, it is, it is waffle shaped, which is really nice. And it's a beautiful accompaniment to tartare. You eat it with a tartare, which is very luscious, very creamy, and you have the nice crispy gaufrette, which really just kind of encapsulates the whole dish.
I love it. By the way, I love your shirt. But we were talking about the colors, and you're saying, too, how colors inspire as well fashion and trends, but they also kind of work into the food. And green, this emerald, seems to be a color that you're working a lot with.
Yes, emerald's a big hit this year in terms of weddings. A lot of brides are asking for it. And so what I've kind of decided to do is incorporate some of that emerald, some of that green color into a dish. Of course, it's very seasonal. You have morel mushroom mousse, some nice fresh asparagus, almost a coliseum kind of around the mousse, and I'm going to finish off the plate with a bit of seared halibut.
Okay, Devin, I just hope when I do my asparagus that I just don't, I don't burn it.
Right,
Now I'm looking at that. That's perfectly done and cut in half, so you were able to actually create that circle.
That's right, yeah. So you have a nice contrast between the white of the inside of the asparagus with the nice emerald green on the outside. Fantastic, very nice presentation. Your guests are going to love it. They're really going to enjoy that presentation.
You talk about it.
And
look at that.
It'll be a nice talking point for the rest of the night.
I know there's something in the oven.
There is, yes. I'm going to grab that. This is the halibut that was seared off, and I'm just going to plate that now for you.
The fish is a nice choice if you're health conscious. You want to have a main dish that definitely appeals to the bulk of your guests, but you can also add something like a small piece of fish, or you can add something like a pork belly if that's something that you enjoy. And then people get a little bit of variety on their plate as well.
Well, and they're in a place where they'll try something different, right?
Yes.
If it's not something they're used to seeing on their dinner table, they'll want to try it. So that sauce again was?
Yeah, so I'm finishing this off with a beurre blanc, again another classical French sauce. There's some confit tomatoes, which we've dehydrated in the oven slowly overnight with a little bit of olive oil. That's going into the sauce. I'm going to finish it off with a few different components. One here is an oat crumble with a little bit of fresh herbs and honey. The sweetness really pairs well with the halibut. We've got a few microgreens, obviously. It is spring, so you might as well add.
Devin, this is remarkable, and I'm looking at the detail on this plate. Can you do this when you've got 150 guests ready to go, and to have this type of presentation?
Well, that's what we do best. I mean, we're an offsite caterer, and this is really what we do really well and on a daily basis. This is definitely something that could be done. A lot of the components can be done ahead of time, and then we have cooks on site who help with the execution of the plate.
They know how delicately you want things placed on there, right?
I make sure they know.
As long as Devin knows exactly how it's being placed, then you're
Exactly.
then
I'm
good.
happy. Yeah, for sure.
In terms of information, how much time do you want in advance? I mean, people are looking at this going, God, this looks amazing. In terms of where you're seeing your calendar right now, how long?
The best bet is to have as much time as possible. We're booking weddings now into 2014, but we can pull off a wedding within a couple of weeks. We have done it. It just depends on our availability and then how difficult, the menu creation might be. We do a very one-on-one consultation, as we were telling Kurt. So, if the bride and the groom and the family have a good sense of what it is that they want and they're further along in the process, we come together and we can execute flawlessly.
And it can work. And then if not, you can kind of look ahead into what's inspiring, what colors are going to be in for next season, and be able to start creating the menu from there. Wonderful information. Thank you so much. And I'm getting my fork. I don't even know where I want to go in first. Right this. I think I'm going there first.
Please do.
And of course, all the information listed on your screen, tulipsandmaple.com.